Right, now then, this is Ali Slade from accesssense.co.uk, just showing you where the issues are with coming along the Wellow Brook walk. So this is so-called flat territory here. As you can see, it's wobbling around a bit, but it's not too bad. It's within sensibility. This threshold here is absolutely fine. It's just tiny. We start with the main issue. Here we are coming through the... We're at the west hand end, and I don't know if you can see how there's a really nasty steep drop into this path here. So what I'm going to do, because I have the capability, I'm actually going to lean my chair back, so I don't want to end up flying out of the chair and landing on the floor. All right, so I've let my wheelchair back so that it's got a different centre of gravity. Now I need to find the lowest what's it called, step. This might not look very difficult, but if you look at it, it's really quite big. And because these kind of wheelchairs don't have massive wheels, it's quite, when it goes over the lip, it feels really scary. So I'm gonna put it right down to its absolutely lowest speed now, and I'm gonna trundle over the edge and pray that I stay in the wheelchair. Okay, here we go. Hold tight. I'm sort of teetering on the edge now. It's horrible feeling, so you know it's gonna happen. It's like that thing. Oh my word! Catkins looking amazing in front of us. Oh shit! Oh bollocks! I mean, oh dear! Ah! Excuse my French. I'm really sorry. Right, let me turn the. Right, I've got to drop something off at Clevedon Road a minute, so I'm gonna go down here now. We can see there's an issue with some water here. Hi there. Yeah, I hope I don't get stuck in the mud. I'll go around the edge. Actually, I wonder if I shouldn't risk it. Can you see how bumpy this is already? Oh, stuff it. Come on, let's just do it. I'll get some speed up. Here we go. I think I'll probably make it. There we are. Live dangerously. Come on. Bit of detritus in the path there. I think my wheels are big enough to go over that. So I'm on about half speed at the moment, so I don't want to go too fast because it feels like it's going to fall over if it hits a side, like a camber. But I don't know if you can see, but this path should be level, so it shouldn't. First of all, well, actually, it should be very slightly cambered to let the water run off, with no dips in it, so we don't get any puddles. But it should be level as well, so it should be level apart from maybe, I think it's something like 1 inch in 1 in 24, I think it is, for getting the rain to go off, something like that anyway. But you can see it's so cold. That should all be, see, this isn't level, it's on a slope, so I'm leaning over to the right. It feels like my wheelchair's going to fall over. So this should all have been levelled out before the last bit of fine gravel was put on it. But unfortunately they didn't do the job right. Unfortunately, I asked to be involved so that I could explain what really was needed, but I think they just got away with the minimum. So if it was me, I'd have made sure the spec of the path was right, so when the contractor did the work, they'd have to redo it if it was wrong. But there we are. 1 in 20. I think it's a 1 in 24 camber left to right, but apart from that, flat without all these daft bumps in it. Can you? I don't know if you can see it jumping around. If you can't see it jumping around, get somebody to push you along here in a manual wheelchair. You can borrow mine anytime you like. 10 Greenacres Court. Ah, really leaning over now. Ugh, scary. Yep, come and borrow my manual wheelchair from 10 Greenacres Court, and you'll be welcome to get somebody to push you along, and you can see how horrible it is. All right. Like I said, it should have been 1 in 24. Well, left to, I would say left to right because I don't know any better, but just a camber, probably left to right because that's towards the. Actually, that does make sense because that's towards the river. Hey, see, I'm cleverer than I thought. Well, 1 in 24 camber left to right, but apart from that, level. So level front to back, if you see what I mean. And definitely with smaller gravel. I mean, the gravel at the town park's not too bad. The top layer of that's pretty good. I think is it self-amalgamating gravel, something like that. Anyway, it should be much smoother. I mean, between you and me, I'd have tarmacked it, but I guess that's much more expensive and it doesn't look very nice. The other option I've just thought of actually would be those sort of milk crate devices, which people sometimes use in front of their houses, so they've got grass growing, but it's hard enough to drive a car on. So that it's got grass growing up through it, so you wouldn't know it wasn't a lawn, but it's actually quite level. That's another option, isn't it? I don't know how much that costs per metre squared, but probably more than gravel. But anyway, just a thought. I'm sure somebody can ask ChatGPT what's the best option. Oh, in places like this, it would be really nice if the path went up to the edge so we could look over the wall and down in and get the best benefit of being in nature. Oh, flipping it. Sorry. I accidentally went a bit more quickly and it's horrible then. And then we've got places like this where the path goes on, but of course the picnic bench is over there. So what we need is a connection between here and there so that we can go and have a picnic with our families when the time comes. This actually would be a really good space to have a sort of a Sunday picnic in the summer for as many people as we could get. Probably want to get some portable picnic tables in, but we could have a whole load of people, couldn't we? It'd be lovely. Maybe get some get some quiet, not loud music, not like a music festival, but just something to listen to. Or get the brass band in. I'd like that, but not everybody does, I know. Anyway. It's probably not. Probably doesn't look that bad, but trust me, it's horrible. It's actually making my arthritic hip really sting at the moment. Ugh. No, I'm not going to grunt all the way along. I'm going to man up. Yeah, I recorded one of these before, but I couldn't find it. I was really annoyed. So anyway, here we go. Right, this isn't too bad along here. Again, it'd be nice to be able to get a bit closer to the action. Oh, I hear the lovely birds. You can see the water passing. It'd be nice if we could get a little bit closer. And then I just need to turn the gears down because I've got a bag of recycling on the side of my wheelchair that was swinging away like a good one. So anyway, done that now. Here we go. Oh dear, traffic. Yeah, so I mean that kind of thing obviously is dangerous. If I wasn't paying attention and one of my wheels went down there, we'd be in deep trouble, you know. So I'm going to keep left. There should be some sort of railings around that probably. Let me just show you again. If I'd gone down there, I'd been, because I know that I was watching one of the ambulance programs and somebody on a scooter ended up in the lake and he drowned. Because of course, if he's on a scooter, then he's obviously got mobility issues, and when he was in the water, he couldn't get out again, poor chap. Anyway, right. Oh, somebody's doing some work in their garden over there. Oh, there's the chickens. Just noticed that. Right, let me turn the speed back a bit. We're going to be here all day. Oh, a muddy patch. Let's hope I get through it. If I get stuck, I'm completely knackered, aren't I? Well, that's very wet there. That needs sorting out, doesn't it? Anyway, I think you've got plans for that, haven't you? Yeah, so whether the idea is to use those matrix blocks and actually turn it into a grass track, or just dig out the top 6 inches and do it again properly. That's what I would. If I was going to do it, and money was no object, of course we would do it properly. We'd dig it down probably 4 to 6 inches. Well, you'd measure it, you get it surveyed so that you get the 1 in 24 from left to right. I'll check that dimension as well. That was just a calculated guess. Well, calculated. I did the sums on what wet rooms were supposed to be and that sort of thing. It just needs to be on the side, and patios behind houses. That's right. They're supposed to lean away from the house by a certain amount. And I think it's 1 in 24. But anyway, so long as there is a camper. Sorry, not a camper. And here again, we've got places that we should be able to go and use, but without any means of actually getting there. So I suggest this path. I'll tell you what would be good would be if this path went all the way around that side over there, down the side of the river. You could get to, I presume there's going to be another bench there one day. I don't know if somebody stole it. So you can get all the way down there, sit by the river, get by the midges. No, I'm joking. Yeah, see, this is not a very good bit here. Oh god, it's horrible. Yeah, so basically, it's just the last layer should have been much smaller gravel, and it should have been self-amalgamating so that it stayed together. The paths in the town park aren't bad. The only problem is that the going up to the zigzag, or I think actually when was I coming down? I think I tried to come down, and I got down just below the zigzag, okay, and then must have hit a deeper bit or something, or a slightly steeper section, and the chair just slid on the gravel, and I ended up in the brambles. I rang my son, who was not very happy to be called out, because there's no point ringing the ambulance or anybody like that, because they never come out, you know, they take forever. But oh, sorry. But as it happens, some very helpful dog walkers walked past, some strapping lads, and they said, "You're right, mate." I said, "Well, duh." I didn't, but I said, "Well, I'm stuck in a bramble bush in an electric wheelchair that should be on its wheels. What do you reckon?" No, I didn't say that, but you can see what I mean, can't you? I'm not being nasty. Oh, bloody hell. Excuse me. Really bad. This bit's really bad. Anyway, yeah, so 1 in 24, but check it left to right. I would do it left to right, because we should make the water run down to the river, obviously. Or presumably, unless there's a flooding issue, in which case we should make it go right to left so that it keeps the water here. Now what I would also like is, where the zigzag is on the left, what would be much nicer would be if the path went straight up to the path. Have I got time to show you that? Yeah, I probably have. So what would be nicer is if you're going straight down to Radstock from here, instead of having to zigzag up the hill, because it's not very steep, it would be nice if the path on the right hand side of that handrail, that we'll see in a minute, it would be nice if that slope there was part of the proper graded or tarmac path, so then you could just zoom straight along here, straight up there, and on the way to Radstock. Hi guys.
Hello.
Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, so the path going along from there along past the river is a little bit dodgy. I didn't go down it because we've come over here to discuss this now, but if I go over here, if you look at the path on the right now that's going back to meet the other path, it's a little bit tricky in places. And this intersection, sorry, it's not called an intersection, is it? This step here could do with a bit more filling in. Can you see there's a little bit of cement filling in it? But that's the rampy bit should be 1 in. Should be 1 here. What is it? 1 in 6. Hang on, I'm not moving fast enough. See, I got smoke down. So now I've got to take it at the rug to get up the bump, and it's really uncomfortable. Anyway, so yeah, the fillet going up to it should be 1 in 6, I think, which would make it much longer and therefore much nicer to drive up. Now, as it happens, see that the interface of that that's the word. The interface that end of the bridge is actually quite nice. Now, I'm at the bottom of Clevedon Road here, and I'm delivering something to up here, so I'll stop videoing now. This is nice. This was redone because I reported it as being a really bad root damage section. This was all re-tarmacked by Baines. I reported it on Fix My Street, and within 6 months, I think they amended it. It must have been the right time of year to use up the budget, so I expect. Anyway, you don't need to know that. I've done that. I've done about 8 different things in the bounds of Midsummer Norton, and got several pieces of greenway redone because it was dangerous. I got some drop curbs put in, and generally made a difference. That's why I got that award in 23, I suppose, wasn't it? Oh dear, hang on. Right, you don't need to do this anymore. Thanks very much. I'll send it through.